based on the information we have so far, which is not much, what stands out to you?
When I saw their two videos of the airplane, what struck me is it appeared, and I underscore that word, appeared, that the flaps may not have been deployed on takeoff. And there have been accidents in the United States where if the flaps and the leading edge slats aren't deployed, the airplanes have crashed on takeoff. Now, I want to emphasize that this is just an appearance at this point. These two videos are not high quality. The investigators will have to enhance them. And of course, the black boxes, the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder will tell us whether those were deployed or not.
Yeah, and we're looking at live pictures from the devastating crash site in Ahmedabad in western India. So let me follow up on something you said about the plane's wing flaps that may have been an issue, not fully extended. Explain to us, those of us who are not aviation experts, why this is so important.
When the flaps and slats are extended, and they're extended for landing, they're extended for takeoff, they give additional lift to the wings at low speeds. And low speed, of course, is an airplane's most vulnerable point. So when the airplane takes off, if the flaps and slats are not extended, the wing will stall, even though the airplane may be under power, that is under takeoff power. There may not be enough lift on the wings to enable the airplane to continue its flight safely.
If you're a passenger on that flight and this plane has just taken off and you're having these wing flap issues with it not being extended, as a passenger sitting there, does it feel different?
Well, in these other accidents that I cited that happened in the United States, the planes wobbled as they took off. And in the case of both of them, at one point, the wingtips scraped the ground before the airplane actually ceased flying altogether. And the videos that we've seen for this one, the plane took off in a rather steady state, and then it started to dip, and then it came back up again. So this is a different flight characteristic that I've seen in the past with accidents. So it's also possible that there was an engine power situation, and of course the data recorders and the voice recorder will tell us just how well the engines were functioning.
What do you make of the final Mayday call that came from the co-pilot before all contact was lost? What does that tell us? Anything?
It tells us he knows there was an emergency. We know what time he made that transmission. But I haven't seen anything yet at this point. If there was more information other than just Mayday, Mayday power problem, Mayday flap problem, Mayday control problem, I haven't seen anything like that reported so far. And if he only had time to get the word Mayday out before he was overwhelmed by this emergency, whatever it was, again, once we get the cockpit voice recorder, we'll understand what he was dealing with.
And Scott, finally, I have to ask you about the fact that there's one known survivor. It's not often that we have a disastrous plane crash with more than 200 people dead, and a person, a sole passenger, survives.
All you can say, it's a miracle. He happened to be seated in Seat 11A, which in the configuration on the Air India flight was right next to the number 2 left-hand door, which serves not only as an enplaning and deplaning door, but it can be an emergency exit in an emergency situation. And somehow or another he got out, but nobody else did.
Yeah, a miracle indeed. Scott Hamilton, thank you very much.